What's up, everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Witcher, and we're going to take a few steps back here. So I'm not actually going to talk to Siegfried at the moment, and we're going to make sure that we wrap up a few of our quests that I think we had on the back burner for a little while, and we really want to make sure that we get done before we progress any further. Namely, I'm thinking of, first and foremost, the armor upgrade quest, because I'm assuming that's going to be a pretty nice piece of armor that we really just ought to pick up. And also, I mean, there might be one or two little Witcher contracts or something like that that we can turn in. And we have, I think, if I remember correctly, 3 of the yellow meteorites with which to make an upgraded, or just generally more powerful, sword. And that very well could end up being our most powerful sword at that point. So I kind of just want to make sure that we don't pass up that opportunity to do one or both of those things. And so I believe, we double check here, not you, but you, go to armor. Yeah, I think we saw this before, that Rayla was saying that we need to go back to the Order Armorer to get the next step going, to finish up that armor, because I think we've done several things up to this point, if I'm not mistaken. I think we've seen various pieces of the armor, but there are multiple of them. We need to make sure we have everything before we end up putting all that stuff together. Namely, I think we got some, or one of the pieces, in that crypt in which we fought through and first met Berengar. Then I think there was something else that we found, possibly even in the Striga's crypt, or whatever it was technically called. So, we may or may not be about to fight things. So I think for the most part, I'm just going to run through here. And I believe the armor, if I'm not mistaken, is back. Wait, did I remember that? We do this. Yeah, it's telling us to go back to Old Vizima, so that is where I believe we will be headed. To speak to him, and I mean, it may be that we have all the pieces already, and just a matter of talking to him. He forges it for us, no big deal. Everything's done. There's a chance that there might be one more piece that you need, though, because I don't remember exactly how many pieces there were in total. And there were points when it felt like we were going into so many of those crypts that we were kind of like just picking up quest items right and left, and I kind of lost track of them. So it might have been one of those. Excuse you. Oh, I also don't think we turned in the quest where we gave you guys a bunch of money.
Oh, kind sir.
And
I'm here
maybe
about the notice.
you have a notice for us?
You slew the Scimitars. You have 5 jaws to prove it?
We very well may. Oh,
yes,
okay.
Here they are.
Cool.
Thank you. Here's your payment.
Stop him!
Excuse you.
I'll never give a non-human another job.
Huh? Oh, apparently we
I'll never give a non-human
got a level
another
2,
job.
so that's good timing. But I think that was mostly just a little excursion here. And our primary objective, we're not about to get into a fight, remains making our way over to town, which I believe is somewhere in this general direction, although we probably should mark that on our map as well. Oh, may already be marked, in fact. This general direction. Yeah. Woo, don't mind me. Is the red marker here. I just saw so many enemies here that I was thinking it's probably some red enemy indicator. I actually don't remember. Nope, can't do this while fighting. Okay, if you insist. Fine, I'm in strong stance. I'll switch to quick stance. I'll take him out. And any minute now. Any minute now. There we go. So I was kind of under the impression that we would not be able to go back to Old Vizima. It seemed like, didn't we have, when we first went through here, I mean, we were in a bad fight here. There's still a bunch of remains, in fact. And when we went back through to the cemetery, we had, like, Grandmaster of the Order kill some stuff and make it so that we could get through, but I don't know, it just kind of seemed like the game was very much trying to push us forward and seemed like we may not have been able to come back here, but apparently we can.
Quite some time, Witcher. Word had it the princess put a large bounty on your head.
Oh.
I'm relieved you didn't take that on.
Right.
If I'd known where to look. Who knows? Have to earn my bread somehow.
I know.
It's old news now. But I know I'll get another chance.
Oh, that's
Enough
comforting.
about that. I've got some business. Yes?
Did your voice just completely change? Or is that me? You may also have a
posted
notice
a
for us.
notice about the she-vampires? Got the blood?
Not yet.
Oh,
I can't
never
pay
mind.
you until you prove you killed at least 6.
Oh, okay. Other things, though?
Yes.
With your second voice again? Oh, this is the person who sent us after the refugees, right? The ones that we gave a bunch of money. So, I mean, kind of like to get something in return for that, since, you know, we paid them all that money.
Antoinette sent me.
How many little cousins did you find?
I mean, we found 3. Is there any reason not to say that we found 3? I don't know.
3. Good work. One of the salamanders had an alchemical manual on him. Take it.
Farewell.
Wait a moment.
What is it?
Huh?
Thanks.
Don't mention it.
What the heck was that? Wait a moment. I don't have anything else to say to you. See you later. I mean, you said, like, keep the alchemical thingamabob, but presumably we already had it, and now I can't help but notice that there are 3 dragon's dreams on the ground here. Are these also left over from when we were over here in the past? I don't know. Also, I thought you had one other thing you wanted to talk to us
Yes.
about. You have other stuff
Got a
for
lot of
us?
work.
So it seems. But there's something missing. I probably killed more elves and salamanders than you've eaten chickens. I think I may be bored.
So much so
need
that
a
I stepped out of the
change.
frame.
A challenge. Know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know where to find me.
Huh?
Farewell.
You want to fight us? Like, right now?
Yes.
Maybe?
Farewell.
Maybe not? I don't know. I was expecting to have some sort of follow-up afterward that would say, like, oh yeah, now let's fight. Is there anything on these remains of note? Because, does seem like there's still a lot of them. Oh. Ceremonial sword of something? Might be worth taking a quick look. Looks special? Theoretically? So it may just be a generic elf sword. Let's see. This thing? Oh no, I think we've seen that? I mean, we've definitely seen things, swords, daggers, along this theme that don't have a lot of damage, but have that disarm and precise hit chance. I think I would still rather our meteorite sword, if I could just nab it. You. Other remains, because there were definitely some coins on you guys. So, like, 2 is not really notable, but 20 is Quartermaster. Are you the armor dude? Or are you someone else entirely? One moment, though. There are still remains for us to loot. So if you don't mind, I need to take my bottle of water. Make sure I stay hydrated. Dwarf dagger. Oh. That doesn't look good.
My old bones.
So cold.
still elves running around here? I would think after all the fighting, most of the non-humans would have fled. Apparently not, though. I wanted to talk to you, though.
What's this?
Are you the person I'm looking for, or are you someone else?
You need supplies?
Do you outfit the Order?
We'll defeat the non-humans with superior organization and logistics. And the eternal fire, of course.
May I see your wares?
Certainly, but nothing's free. Our guards need provisions too.
Okay. Oh! I don't think we've seen this. Or this. That's a pretty humongous knockdown chance and damage. That's just objectively better than this. Is it not? That seems pretty good. Oh, and you're selling more meteorite. I thought we had 3 yellow, although I noticed we only have 2 in our inventory at the moment, so I wonder if might possibly be worth picking that up, but I feel like we should double check our inventory in the inns first, if we have access to that anywhere, because, I mean, that's 800 coins is no joke. Rather not splurge that much if we don't have to. Granted, I'm not entirely... Ew. These people... Okay, I don't think we've been here before. Really need your cheese, thank you very much. Don't think we need that either. I just don't know if there even is an inn anywhere in here, and if so, where? Or is there more non-traditional, like the command post maybe could have something? I'm pretty sure we've been here, right? Is there someone we can talk to store things that we might have stashed things with before? This other stuff is not terribly significant at the moment. Seems pretty empty. Pretty much just food. Other than that... Oh! Still scimitars. We've been through here? That is on fire. I am curious. We stay in here? Like, this is... Don't do this in real life. The smoke is not good for you. Mess with your lungs. Forge, that certainly would seem like a place where we might find this guy. As soon as we loot all his stuff. Maybe if there's anything good. Strong alcohol. Well, we still have our reasonable share of those things. So, like, now would be a really convenient time to turn in 3 yellow meteorites.
Good to see you again.
We only have 2.
Greetings. Busy with work, I
At
see.
least on us.
Good armor has saved the life of many a soul these last few days.
Regarding a suit of armor.
How can I help?
So yeah, so I mean, it's not gonna work at the moment, but I'm mostly interested in this. What is this about, though?
You use dwarven forging techniques?
Never! Non-humans
Of
worship
course
nasty
not.
little gods. Their inventions are inspired by devils.
I'm not the Inquisition. I was talking about techniques.
I've seen dwarven scrolls on forging techniques. That's all.
Do you know the
Sure.
tale of Raven's armor?
Of course.
Can you reforge it?
Not so fast. Its maker used vile magic. Besides, the spalder, rerebrace, and gauntlet alone remain. But if you bring me the components,
I would be willing to do that vile magic.
Need.
The remaining parts of Raven's suit, plus the armor it inspired. That of Graf Cobus Reuter. The Graf fell at Brenna and was buried in the swamp cemetery.
I'll bring you Cobus Reuter's suit of armor.
Not
What else?
sure if we
I
have
can replace elven
that.
songs with prayers to the eternal fire, but you must bring me both the notes of an elven songmaster and the litany of the sacred flame.
I can find the elven minstrel in the swamp cemetery. How about the litany?
St. Gregory's bones rest in the old seat of the Supreme and Sacred Inquisition. long forgotten and locked shut. Perhaps the saint's legend will aid you.
I'm listening.
Heretics killed Saint Gregory, an inquisitor, to avenge the kin purified with the eternal fire. Gregory awaited them in the temple, armed with his words of faith and an axe named Meat Cutter. The mob twice assaulted the saint like a wailing wind, but he did not bow. When the saint spoke the litany, the eternal fire turned the vile heretics to ash. Gregory then sealed himself inside the temple and expired from his wounds. The legend contains the clue to opening the temple door. I would try various element-based spells.
I'll try.
Okay. Let's go to the Swamp Cemetery, find all the elements required to make the armor. Okay. Looks like we may have already had some of it. Let's double check. It's a lot of quest updates. I now have a piece of Graf Broider's armor. Oh, we do have that. And the notes of the Elven Minstrel. I still need to find what remains of the Raven's armor. I mean, if you could, like, track this on our map. I mean, you are still sending us back to the Swamp Cemetery. As long as you can show us the way, then that would be very helpful. But while we're here, I think I would still like to confirm as to whether or not we can get one last yellow meteorite with which to make a more powerful sword. Because at the moment, let's see, that would be a steel sword. I think, right? The meteorite swords are always the steel swords. In which case, it would either need to outperform Walhir or the red meteorite sword. I assume it would outperform the red meteorite sword because the yellow meteorites are rarer and seem to have higher stats on them. May not have the bleeding stats effect on it, which, I mean, I'm not taking direct notice of too often. Well, I think we've seen it a few times. Is that enough of a reason for a lower damage sword to still be better than a higher damage sword? That's hard to say, but I'm skeptical. Especially because I do think that the yellow meteorite sword has some other things that go along with that extra damage. I'm just going into all these little side buildings here that I think we were not able to go into earlier. Or at least it was very difficult to go into them earlier because we were constantly fighting whenever we were in these streets here. So making sure we aren't missing anything big. Hawkstein is back here. Ooh. As well as all these guys. And don't know. Second, looked like you weren't even gonna try to come at me. But I mean, come at me, bro. Oh, and I should be using heavy stance. Hey, you're just standing around a lot. We didn't do a lot of damage in that first go-round. Doing a lot more now, though. You, wait your turn. Whoa, 191. Is that the bleed? I don't know. If that's a bleed, then that is impressive. If that's coming from something else, then, you know, that's just straightforward damage from directly swinging our sword at it, then that probably makes a little more sense. That is Kalkstein's laboratory. I'm gonna take you out because you're here. So, sorry. You should be weaker than the other guys. Quartermaster, no! He was caught in the flaming building, or so it seemed. I think we want to talk to Kalkstein real quick, because he's significant enough of a character that he may also have
I'm watching you.
access, or allow us to access our stash stuff. Might be our best bet. I don't know. We'll see.
Geralt?
Can sleep. Notice?
You posted
maybe?
a notice.
2. Which one do you mean?
I guess this.
Arcanes. 2 portions of saliva.
Does my favorite Witcher have them?
I guess so.
Here.
Splendid! The grand plan is one step closer. Your reward.
Okay. 250, still not anywhere near the amount we would need to purchase one of those yellow meteorites, so... Anything else of note that we can do here? I don't think so, actually. Remind me what you have downstairs here? Nope, absolutely nothing. So we were not able to access our stash here. It is unfortunate. It's like I was saying, not actually sure who we can talk to here that would give us access to it. Sort of just popping open map to see. Oh, also there's that old well that I don't think we ever determined what the significance of it was, if anything. Like there are multiple things here that we've not seen. Barricade, yeah, I think it's quite literally just a wall. Hospital would be my next bet as to where we might be able to access our stash. Go into the Scoia'tael hideout? I think we tried doing that earlier and were unsuccessful. At least unsuccessful at surviving that encounter. They're like Johnny, yeah, maybe
They
Johnny.
attacked the hospital. Unbelievable.
No.
Oh.
Up here? Just want my meteorite that we may or may not have. Quite frankly, we just may not have it at all. In which case, sure, we'll just buy it from that guy there. Quartermaster, quartersmith, or whatever his name was. I'd rather not spend 800 coins if we don't have to. I mean, granted, it's getting close to the end of the game at this point, so there's probably a reasonable chance that that's not going to be terribly significant anyway. Here's the well. Has a skull on it. Other than that, I don't really see anything terribly notable about it. And we go back to the dike. Can we actually go back to the other sections of town? Because we look at what was the other. Well, I mean, that would potentially give us access to. If we go all the way back, the inn. No, okay, not an option. Noted. Other areas in here? Not there. Here. Togstein's. Hospital. Hospital. I mean, pretty sure that's where we originally came from at the beginning of the epilogue. I'm an oxymoron. As for whether we can, in fact, go back that way, that is not totally clear to me. There was a trader over here as well. I don't think I see that person anymore. This was where we dropped down. This brought us all the way back up to the castle. Someone we can pick up items from at the castle? I don't know. I think this is the wrong way. Maybe? Maybe there's no actual way up back to the castle from here. And it was just magic brought us down here to begin with. That's kind of the impression I'm getting. Does seem, well, maybe not. Is a ways this way, actually. May have jumped to conclusions here. Hold on. It's actually further this way. It would be there. Can we make it there? No, I think so. Were we ever even over there? I don't know. On second thought, I'm not sure that looks familiar. Alright, anyways, I think that is probably reason enough for us to just purchase that. meteorite shard or whatever it's called from the quarter dude, and then just get ourselves that craft for the yellow meteorite sword. Because otherwise, it's not immediately clear to me how we would get access to that stuff. So you... Sorry for scoffing at you earlier. I do in fact need your supplies, because I would like this. I mean, some of your other stuff, quite frankly, does also look intriguing. Probably better than what I'm using for my offhand weapon at the... I never know whether to call it offhand or like secondary, tertiary. We have a lot of weapons, quite frankly. Now remind me where the actual quartermaster dude, or the, not quartermaster, that was the guy we were just talking to. The smith guy. He's in the forge. Oh. I was like, oh, that's so kind of them. They're opening the door for us. No, just someone else trying to get out.
How can...
I think this costs money as well. It does. Oh, a lot. Let's do a quick comparison here. Only plus 24% damage? What? Versus 40, so it eats less damage. Pain and stun chance, that's something that we wouldn't have at all on the red sword. And then chance of critical, bleeding, and precise hit. So it still has the bleeding. Thought it would not have the bleeding, but that it would have higher damage. It has the bleeding, has other stuff, but it actually has lower damage. Does it beat Wall here? Not really. That's the highest damage option. That's a tough one. I mean, if it were just the price of the meteorites and not 1,600 orens as well, then I would say, sure. Go for it. But for that much money, it makes me a little uncertain. I feel like we should give it a shot. Now, as for which one we ought to actually replace, I think the answer is red meteorite sword. So Wall here will remain our primary damaging weapon, whereas yellow meteorite sword is our primary status effect weapon. I mean, Wall here is just really good. It has a lot of status effects as well. So it's no joke. I mean, again, I wish we had access to our stash somewhere, because I would like to ideally store red meteorite sword as well. Because it is still good. I mean, you could make a case that it has its advantages over the yellow meteorite sword that we just made. But I think it's time to head on over. Reaching what? What's that? Oh, okay, yeah. That's where we head out to. I was gonna say, is that maybe a way out of town, back toward somewhere where we could potentially have access to one of those stashes, but no, it's just where we came from. And so, it's where we're headed next. Except we go this way. So yeah, I don't fully know where we get this last piece within the Swamp Cemetery. I'm hoping that our minimap is gonna bail us out here. Not that way. I can tell you that much. It's not in that direction. Raven's Crypt? We see that? I don't know. There were certainly many cave entrances that seemed like they were blocked off at one point or another that we came across, and we were hoping that we would be able to come back to them at some point. We would eventually have access to them. So this may be one of those ones that we had in fact already seen. We just couldn't go in for whatever reason. Actually, over here. Probably gonna say we're in the middle of a fight. Yeah. Oh, hold on. It's gonna blow up. It still hit us. Other bloodsuiter? Lots of bloodsuiters. Oh, that one hit us too! I just want you guys to go away so we can hit us as well. Wow. Just want to go in here. Refugees cave? What? This is the refugees cave, then we've definitely been here before. Oh, was it one where there were additional things outside of this area as well? I thought there were a few refugees camps in. I thought there were a few refugees camps where there were things beyond the refugees. And at the time we were thinking, that's kind of strange. Maybe we should take the hint and go with the sword, or with the torch rather. That's clearly dead end, but this direction may not be. I mean, certainly looks like a dead end. We sure we're okay. I mean, does seem to be directing us here. Hold on. Let me just step out of this cave for a second and verify that it is truly trying to bring us over here. Because, I mean, there was that talk of, like, use elemental spells and stuff like that. Maybe we just need to get a little bit creative here. But before we do that, let me just make sure that we're in the right place at all. Because we aren't. There we go. You know, might help if we were looking in the right place, so onward we go, apparently. And maybe we will be able to confirm one way or another as to whether or not we'd actually seen this cave. Looks like it's here. This looks vaguely familiar. But then again, these places do look kind of similar. I'd love if you guys would just stay over there and not blow up on me and deal a bunch of damage that I don't really want to have to heal off or potentially going into a dangerous area. You are almost dead. One of you is down. Other one has 2/3 HP. And I do not have endurance to cast that sign again, so that's gonna happen. And you are probably, yes, going to hit us with that. Okay. I don't really feel the need to loot these guys. I would rather just... Go in there. These drowners are probably close enough to technically trigger the whole "you are fighting right now" thing. So that is why it is not letting us in. So we will give them a quick little hit. And now we can go in here. Definitely says Raven's Crypt. And we definitely have not been down here. I don't know if we saw this.
Sounds behind this wall. There must be something inside.
Treasure Seeker? The name is green, but I don't know. I don't know about that. Looks like this is a pretty big place, despite seeming like it could potentially be construed as small. We heard talk of doing elementally stuff and then doing not so elementally stuff. There's fire. Here is not fire. I think we're in. Treasure Seeker does appear to be right here. Cutscene? Question mark?
The eternal fire must have sent you, Master.
Why are you here, good man?
I seek the grave
You're
of Raven,
trapped
the great
inside
warrior.
here?
They say it contains
For who knows
vast
how long?
treasures.
Find anything?
Horrid monsters attacked, then stones fell, trapping me. Were it not for you, sir.
Hurry while the path is clear.
Yeah, you should get
I'll
out of
see
here.
about those monsters.
The fact that you're still alive is kind of amazing. Can we make this place light by doing that? Kinda, sorta. Oh, we do have talent points, actually. I may actually wait to allocate these later. But we do have a little bit of damage and toxicity on us, so if we could rest just a little bit, this might also just prove a little bit helpful for us. Okay, toxicity gone. Potions left? Well, that would have been probably a good thing to consider doing just then. Oh, we don't have any. Not those things. Maybe remember kind of what it looks like? I don't think we have it here. Let's actually turn right around for a second and see if we have the stuff to craft a cat potion, because I think that's just going to make it exponentially more straightforward here. Yeah. Technically, probably shouldn't use mandrake roots. Okay. Do that. Use the cat potion. They need other damaging potions? I have no idea what kind of enemies we're going to find in here. Might be a difficult area, seeing as how this is supposed to be someplace where a really significant dude once was. Oh. That's one way through. We probably would have assumed was a dead end earlier. Let's see, so this is, one would assume, the quote-unquote wrong direction, but might give us a chance to see, yep, what kind of enemies are we looking at here? Letters and wraiths. Okay, we should, no, that's not the weapon we should switch to. We should switch to the silver weapon. Okay, I'm getting the sense we're probably gonna have a lot of wraiths in here. I think that's gonna be what happens. Means we should probably switch to group stance. Ooh. Get rid of all of them? Possibly? I don't have a lot of room to pick up crafting materials, but we'll give it a shot. Not terribly meaningful. Not sure we're out of the woods, even in this half of the crypt just yet. Sometimes enemies will pop up out of corners. Or behind you. Come on. Get hit. Alright. Better diamonds. That's cool. I mean, I'm actually not sure who we can sell diamonds to at this stage. Seeing as how we were struggling to do some of that stuff earlier. Or at least stash things. Pick things up from our stash. Which I suppose is different. Fair enough. We already saw that one. Okay. So, just a little bit of bonus stuff over there. Nothing terribly significant. Now, does that mean we're going to run into more wraiths? Or should we expect anything else? We did see a flutter or two. I think that should also be on our radar. If we could, like, hit it, that would be great. Alright, how many do we have around us at the moment? Oh, I did not see that flutter either. Okay, hold on. If we do go to group stance in that case. Take care of the flutter pretty quickly, at least. maybe not necessarily required for us to use group stance here. I was gonna say, because we only have 2 enemies, although we did just spawn another wraith. But I think we have gotten a good sense of the theme here. I mean, I wouldn't be super surprised if we had one more powerful enemy right by the actual quest item that we're looking for. Wouldn't let my guard down that much. Just in case we find ourselves against new foe. Once we do get there. Oh, well. That seems awfully telling. But again, I feel like I'm gonna look at the side directions first, in case there are things like these. Okay. We kept our sword out. That would have been great. Group stance again. You guys do hit kind of hard. You don't look like big enemies. It is nice when you use group stance to take out a bazillion of them at once, but I mean, look at how much damage we've taken already. That's not insignificant. Don't know what we have in stock in terms of healing potions. Or food, for that matter. I mean, we've seen lots of food hanging around here that we could pick up. But we haven't had the inventory space to stock it. This would... assuming that would be a nice thing to pick up. Which sign it would power up, I'm not entirely sure, but... better something than nothing. Type of thing that could prove useful if, in fact, we do find ourselves against a more potent enemy in the end. Quen, which is... shield. Just, like, keep that out. Explore a little bit further. This looks like, well and truly, a dead end. Yeah. Don't think we're gonna find anything else here. At least not anything else beneficial. Maybe some additional enemies, but... oh, there was... crate somewhere, though. Oh, really? Yeah, well, there's the answer about the enemies. It did take at least a little bit of damage there. Not a ton, but... at this rate, probably not damage we would like to be taking. Not that we ever want to be taking damage, just that we don't have a ton of HP at the moment. Do have that ability to insta-heal. That potion, so that is significant. Do we want to commit to it just yet? I'm not sure if we do or not. Because it will increase our toxicity, and if we need to use some power boosting potions at the end, take down what I suspect may be a somewhat difficult fight. Difficult enemy or enemies in the final fight. So that is sweet when we can do that. Yeah, I suspect we're not done. I also don't like when you don't get stunned. I would like to loot this stuff before we go any further there. Mostly just coins. By mostly, I mean just coins. I mean, we are actually looking quite bad from a life standpoint. At this point, it's not so much that we have... that we're taking lots of damage with these fights, as much as it's just that there are enough of those fights that even if we walk away having taken... that didn't sound good. Ooh, another one of these, though. We walk away having taken even just a little bit of damage. Gonna start stacking up. So, did get the Quen sign powered up there, and you have a nice axe, but it's not really something I'm looking to use at the moment. I think that's it. Now I'm confused as to where we are, but I believe this is the way back to the final direction, which we are looking to go, is through here. Let's just this out and do this. I'm gonna say there's no way there's not going to be enemies in here. I don't appreciate you getting some free hits on me. Hey, and you guys hit quickly. You do your spinning move like that, you're hitting me multiple times in rapid succession. That I think is largely how you're dealing a surprising amount of damage. Numbers don't look that big. There are enough of them. They add up. I don't know what to make of that door. Looks like we're gonna run out of space for these death dusts pretty soon. Okay, there is a basilisk there. First one we've seen of those in here, but we have fought them before. They actually weren't that bad. That doesn't concern me too much. We were actually able to one-shot them. That's just a flutter. That is another flutter. Okay. I don't want the green mold, because I don't think we have much of that. So I think we crossed many of them. It's just infinitely spawned here, maybe? I think we saw lots of them in the sewers, or the many times we were in the sewers. Just that we had them unavailable, or we didn't have the knowledge to pick them up for a very long time. Interesting place for that to be. I don't actually know if it's any good. Oh, right, the basilisk. That thing. Well, like, swing the sword. Swing the sword, it's useful. And we didn't really even need to do that. I mean, just look at how much damage we did with a single combo. A single combo? Alright, now we're talking. Now we're dealing damage. Okay. Not sure if we got hit. Don't have room for that. Do we have this? It's not like we're taking up 2 spots with that, but utilize the Witcher known as Raven. Great warrior, defender of the weak, honored, in his name. Okay. Seems like that's what we're looking for. Look at the full moon. Excerpt from the Witcher's Secret Stone from Cairmorn. Means formulate. Post. Oh, well, I mean, we already had it. Seems like it's potentially the type of thing that would still be worth something if we were to resell it, but again, were we actually going to be able to sell it to? So I think we head back. We may still have 1 or 2 enemies that we run into along the way, kind of like this. Or multiple enemies, kind of like this. We have what we came for. Being able to swing our sword helps, but it's actually some pretty quick levels there. Gotta love when they stun you at the end of the fight. And they are already defeated. It's just inconvenient. Verify there aren't any other alleyways that we're supposed to blast our way through. There. We may not have gone all the way over there, although I think I remember that was a dead end. Kinda just gonna try running past you. So I'm doing that in the wrong direction, apparently. Maybe? No? No, I'm not. You're gonna follow me all the way over here? Yes, you are. You're not gonna let me leave in that case. I'm sorry. How dare I even propose such a thing? 3 fletters, all of which we were going to be able to one-shot. Got 2 of them. We're pointing at a wraith, even though we're attacking fletter. Good, switch stances. Fine, I will, because it's just one of them. That should just about be everyone. And we probably don't need this stuff, given how much of it we have, but... Sure. That's what I want to see. It's now that we apparently have all the items here. We have ourselves all the makings for a really nice set of armor. I would hope so. Now you're gonna have to remind me which direction which is supposed to go. Thought we had everything. All you know is St. Gregory's Litany. Which is apparently down in the Striga's Crypt. I thought we saw some stuff in the Striga's Crypt that looked crafting material or quest item-y. So I thought we already had that. Apparently not. There are also lots more enemies here relative to what we saw earlier. Ooh, and Bruxa too. Okay, I'm gonna deliberately try to avoid looking at them so that we don't need to blur. That would be very nice and convenient. Are we in here these days, though? How about the front door? Don't remember what was in here other than the Striga itself. Also, we still don't have a ton of life at the moment. So there's that. I didn't think we were gonna have to go down here as well. So hopefully we don't have our hands full here. We still have the cat potion, we do. I feel like we should save here just in case. We have successfully cleared out one of those spots. Know where within this cave we're looking to go? Wayfarer's Stone? Is that what you're pointing me toward? We saw a lot of those. We didn't know what to make of them. And we're not gonna have to fight another Striga. I wouldn't think. I swear we've been here. Is it this? What? Huh? Very confused. I feel like we already have this, and you're not letting me pick this up. I don't know what to make of that. I mean, we have fireplace, yes, but that's not really the point. It just looked like you were telling us that that was actually what we needed to do to... You have the item? Hold on. One sec. I feel like we have this, and the game just, for some reason, isn't recognizing that. So what is the quest item? St. Gregory's Litany. Let's double check. Elven Minstrel. Cartage 2. Rendar's Letter. Cat Harness. Free Staff. Okay, it's maybe not looking so much like we have it after all. Is this one of these very generic looking things? I don't think so. How do we get this thing then? Pointing me in this direction. Is there something else down here we're supposed to be finding? I swear we've done this. A little confused. Other than that, I mean, we can... This is the actual Striga's Crypt here. clearly pointing us the way to stone. They're confused. Is there something at the Wayfarer Stone that we're supposed to do? Is that the thing that... Bracing myself for an unexpected powerful enemy here. Where the trigger was. Is it the Wayfarer Stone that we're actually supposed to hit with the elemental stuff? I was just kind of mixing things up there. Give that a shot, just in case, because it really does look like that's what it's pointing us toward. So if we go here, we do this. I didn't really see what that said. It definitely said something. We do it now? It said something. What did it say? Hold on. Give the endurance. Just a second. Spell failed. Appears to be what it's saying. That? Don't charge it up? I'm confused. I'm very confused. I mean, I thought they were saying there was some combination of things that you had to use on it. Elements was one of them. It's not working, I should try a different combination. Okay. But that does seem to suggest that we're on the right track. We just need more endurance. So, I do think that fire is going to be one of them. I suspect that art is probably also one of them. I mean, what else can you actually hit an object with, other than these two? So, assuming that that starts us off from square one, we went Ard first. Then I'll do the fire one. Previously, we went fire, fire. I don't know if I need to do them in quick succession, because if so, then we didn't do that. We haven't gotten any indication as to whether or not that was right or wrong. But I mean, what else can we do to it? Shield? Or we can walk up to it with a shield. That seems a little strange. We can try to mind control a stone. That seems kind of weird too. And throw a trap on the ground. That also seems weird. I don't get it. Alright. Do we have anything that increases the rate at which we get endurance? Kinda doubt it. Kinda doubt it. I think we kind of just need to be patient here. So, in that case, whenever we do two fiery things in a row, it seems to be telling us wrong combo. So I think that might just mean hit it with any and everything. I might do that. I know it's technically just ambient noise, but I definitely feel as though there's a monster sneaking up behind us. So I think we do just any combination, or I'm not sure the order matters, but throw an Ard at it, the force push, throw an Igni at it, the fire, and try using the trap, maybe? See if that works. So there's the fire. And here is force push. Need a little more endurance, then I'm gonna do the trap, I guess? I don't know what else we could do. Do I make it? I don't think you actually made it. But granted, I may have cut you off, because I basically never used this skill, and I don't remember how you're technically supposed to use it correctly. Alright, well, that one you just cut me off on. Spell failed? Why, though? Now? That's 3 out of our 5 ones. Try mind controlling it. Makes me feel a little silly. Now we are out of endurance. I mean, it also feels like that's Potentially one of the problems we're having here is that turns out that you need to use them in quick succession, which is definitely not something that we're doing. But mind control on the stone. They'll fail. Because the stone totally has a mind, right? Just waiting for the endurance to come back. Okay, if you charge up all the way, it definitely fails. You cut it off short, it still fails. Except it actually burns your endurance. Only thing we have left is shield. I mean, I don't really know what to make of that. Do I need the shield active while I do things? Alright, I'm very close to just doing this so that I can spare you guys the boredom. So, one moment while I do that. Almost have it. Looks like the answer is technically, believe it or not, the things that you can, in fact, hit the stone with. Just that we didn't quite do them in the right order. We probably would have done it eventually if we had just stuck with our original plan a little bit more. Okay. So, here's as though we were not technically starting from scratch there. Assuming this will be the first one. That's 1. It takes 3. Second is another U. Third is one of you. We did see other Wayfarer stones in other places. That does make me curious as to what happens if you do the same thing in other locations. Do you get more of this quest item? You get other stuff instead? Happened? Oh. It teleported us. Yes. Okay. Whoa. Did not expect this. So, I think we're gonna continue going through here and try completing this zone in this video, in which case it's probably gonna be a long video, but let's go for it. I did not expect us to have so much to do. Clearly the Order of the Flame Rose is cool. No enemies yet, but I don't believe that's going to be the case for a second. Definitely saw a red name there. And my video game experience is telling me this is going to be one of those cases where we're going to either have one powerful enemy here, or at the end, we're going to be rushing through here with a bazillion more enemies than the ones that we currently see. Come on, this weapon. I want this. No, it's not really the skill I wanted to use, actually. Oh, I can't hit you with a heavy... I didn't remember that. If it's just this basilisk, then that is very straightforward. If, as soon as we pick the litany from this thing, the place starts collapsing on us and a bazillion enemies start swarming from every corner, that'd be more than I would expect. Place power? I mean, okay. But also, primary thing that I wanted was access the tomb. And you have one of those already, so sure, we'll stack another one. But I will definitely take the quest item. And let's get the heck out of here before the game decides if it wants to swarm us with more of those enemies. I mean, this place does look cool, don't get me wrong. Similar layout to all the other crypts, but just a little more decorations to make it order specific. That sounded like an enemy. As it was. I mean, not a difficult enemy. Can you just head straight back? We need to do the same thing to get back? Hold on. Was hard. Hard. And Igni? Assuming that's how we get back. Otherwise, I'm not sure. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I wonder if, in that case, do other Wayfarer stones that we've come across, do they let us, or do they teleport us to an entirely different place? This is the way. Pretty sure those bats startled me quite a bit there. So I remember there was one in the cave where we found the world-class fist fighter dude. Technically, we do have a Bruxay contract, and I know there were some of them over here. But I think I'm going to... I was going to pass, although at this rate, I think we're going to have to run right past them anyway. We shall see. They're over there on the left. Although they may be gone now. Arcanes are basically super flutters. But I also am not super interested in fighting you because I mostly just want to make it back at this stage and see if we get ourselves that sweet, sweet armor. Are we going through a place where we can't come back? Yes. Or by that I mean, meant to say, dead end? Yes. This is where we're looking to go. Are we technically still in a fight? Apparently not. Alright. Bordery dude who crafts the armor. Tell me you are still there. Watch him just disappear on us now. After all that. Again, opening up the door for me. I mean, it is night, so like, you're not here, but are you upstairs? Can I wake you up to craft armor for me? Yup.
How can I help?
Here, the components you asked for.
Eternal fire. I shall forge a sacred suit of armor.
Thanks. When will it be ready?
Return tomorrow.
Ah, really? Can I sleep with you? Well, you know what I mean. Do you have the option to allow us to rest? Is maybe a better way of phrasing that. As if you were an innkeeper. You know what I meant. May be able to do that at the hospital. Johnny was here once upon a time.
They attacked the hospital.
Oh no, we should have known that you would say that because we have spoken to you recently. Other people that can allow us to rest? Or there is still that Scoatel hideout. Did we actually go to the Order hideout? I don't think we did. So I would hope we can do that here, because, I mean, that would kind of sink if we went through all that trouble to make sure that we got her. Oh, no, there's no one over here. Pass. I do remember that. Any fireplace would also work, as in one that actually functions like a fireplace. Kalkstein. We can definitely do it at Kalkstein's house. I do remember that. I think that's our answer. Taught you guys before, don't need to do it again. Alright, to clarify, this is what I meant before. So we will, I mean, like, surely that's enough, right?
Damn, I'm thirsty.
So now let's head back. Pick up the armor and marvel at how awesome it is, because it's going to be amazing, and we're going to be so grateful that we went through the trouble of getting it. I mean, figured out some cool stuff. Teleporting?
How can I help?
Do you have the
Is the
armor?
armor ready?
Indeed. Behold this masterpiece. Take care not to scratch it too much in battle.
Thank you.
I'll be very careful of that. You know, because that's definitely the first thing that comes to mind when I'm fighting in battle, is that I would rather not get my armor scratched, as opposed to, you know, like, getting...
Thank you. Farewell.
So let's check it out. It is very dark in comparison to what we had before. Almost black. And more of a full body armor than what we saw in the past, where we had was mostly just a chest plate. This looks like it comes with a little bit of ring mail as well. And stat-wise, what does it have? Whoa! I think our previous armor had just minus 10% damage? Minus 30 is huge. Gives us additional damage, and vitality regeneration. That seems amazing. Additional potion slot as well, and additional short weapon slot. That's technically what those are called. Now we know. Probably should have figured that out a long time ago. But anyways, that I think is going to be a huge boost for us. So that's pretty awesome for us to get our hands on this. And I'm a little curious to see what those other Wayfarer's stones do. Maybe we'll get the chance to explore that stuff in the future, but otherwise, I mean, we do of course still have Siegfried, who's waiting for us in the docks, and so I'm sure we will want to talk to him soon as well. So with that, hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you in the next one.